Now then, let's do a few checks on the audio. Right. Let me see if the audio is okay. Right, okay. Just check. Let me know, can you hear me okay? Do a few tests. No, I'm here. I was literally, I had to feed the hedgehogs and everything. Get them done. Do the birds for in the morning and I'm taking George after my stream for a walk. Right, okay. Testing. Right then, so there's a few things I want to talk about. So I thought we'd do a news show. Now, as many of you are aware, well, you should all be aware, that we're not doing any true crime on Penny Bunny anymore. It's just purely animals and outdoors content. So any sort of true crime or deep dives have moved over to the Curious Bunny. Anything that it can be anything from paranormal to something that I'm intrigued about, that I want to do a deeper dive in. So you may remember I covered the Jay Slater case last year. It's been nearly a year now since he first went missing. I think it was 17th of June. And they found him in just before my birthday in July. Excuse me. Now, the inquest has only just been happening this week, which they kind of kept quiet. Now, as you know, I wasn't here yesterday. I was out, so I couldn't stream last night. So as soon as I found out the inquest was, my voice is going... Excuse me, I've been a bit unwell. As soon as I found out that the inquest was going to be happening, I thought we'd jump on it. So we're going to be covering what we know so far from the Jay Slater inquest that has actually been adjourned, but we'll go into that in a moment. And then we'll just be seeing what else is going on around the news. I shouldn't be on too long because I've got to take George out shortly as well. So I'm just going to say hello to everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for being here. I'm not going to do all of the all my introductions. Now there's a new feature here, right? Let me just see if it works. Just watch this. Hang on. Apparently we should be able to see the comments on the screen. It's a new feature. Let me just find my phone and have a look. It looks the same on my laptop, but interesting. Let's have a look and see whether this is working. Again, welcome to everybody here. Where are the comments? Oh yeah, look guys, it's working, look. Oh wow, it's working. This is a new feature on the paid version, which I've got. There, look. It is very tiny, isn't it? I wonder if I can make it bigger. What's this do? Show comments. I don't know whether it's a brand new beta thing, so it probably will get bigger. But, you know, it's there. Do you know what? I've been looking at moving over to Streamlab because of how crap StreamYard is, but they seem to finally be getting themselves together. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to take them off for a moment because I'm going to be displaying stuff and don't want to get in the way. So for those of you that don't know, the Jay Slater inquest finally got going this week. Now, we've learnt quite a bit actually, but the three individuals, you know, the two friends, the girl and the lad, who were doing all these interviews and acting really, really bizarre. And people were calling me a conspiracy theorist, saying that there's nothing to see here. Well, they've gone AWOL, okay? They've disappeared. And then do you remember the dude, the druggy guy who was a self-proclaimed and a convicted drug dealer who rented the B&B, who did lots and lots of YouTube videos? He's also gone AWOL. It's been adjourned. It's actually been adjourned. Right, how's everyone getting on? Making it bigger for you. Yeah, hi Kathy. Hi everybody. I'm saying thank you to our members as well. So I'm not going to be going through the chat because I want to get this done right. So do you remember Lucy Law, the girl that was clearly a drug runner, in my opinion, for what she was doing, the lifestyle. She was 19 and she was having all these holidays all over the world, all this money without a job. So she was one of the last people, or the last person, to see Jay Slater alive before he went missing. This was such a sad case. For those of you that don't remember it or wasn't with me back then, this lad went missing last year in Tenerife. It was dodgy from the start. None of it made any sense. And then anyone that was looking into the case got called a conspiracy theorist. They are really, really wearing that out now because everybody is a conspiracy theorist now. It's ludicrous. So we've got, a key witness in the death of Lancashire teenager is believed to be on holiday. Oh, look, on holiday again, and unaware that the police wanted to speak to her. I don't know who believes that, but I certainly don't. Slater from Oswald Thistle in Lancashire, he went missing in the early hours of the 17th of June, as we know, at the music festival. His disappearance sparked a month-long search. Now, Lucy Law, she's now 20, was one of the last people to see him alive. An inquest into his death yesterday heard that a number of friends who visited the festival with him could not be located, as well as individuals connected to the Airbnb that Slater visited in the hours before his death. Now, is everybody here remember about this case? I'm just going through. We haven't got any people that have joined since. Hi Space Cat, hi Saskia, hi DJ, hi everyone. Hi Mara. So they've gone missing. I'm on the loo, but we'll shortly be playing War. Oh gosh, TMI, bud. So no one needs refreshing on the case. Then you all know about it, don't you? So according to the Daily Fail, Law, who's Lucy Law, is out of the country, despite police wanting her to give evidence at Slater's inquest and having no idea where she was. Now, Al was saying earlier that he doesn't think the inquest have got any power, but I think they might do. If the police want you, pretty certain you have to go. Her stepfather, Andy Davis, told the newspaper that the family had no idea that the inquest was being held. Did anybody else know about this inquest? Just let me know, yes or no. Did you know that this inquest was going on? Claiming the police had only told them on the day that Lucy was due to give evidence. Let's quick look in the chat. Who knew? Who knew that this was happening? No, Mara didn't know, and you're really like following these cases as well, aren't you, Mara? You didn't know. Anybody else know? What's two mean? Highlands? No. So yeah, it was kept pretty. Kathy didn't know. Carlos didn't know. Oh, Space Cat. Oh, thank you, darling. Linda didn't know. So all of you, you know, people that are into like true crime and following this story, you guys didn't know either. So, but you would think that the witnesses would have known in advance. I'm struggling to believe that nobody knew who's involved in this case. So Slater's mother, they're calling him Slater, which I think is really, really rude because he's passed away, he's deceased. So Jay's mother, I'm going to call him Jay and not Slater, Debbie Duncan, his stepfather and other family members attended the inquest before the hearing was adjourned by the coroner, because his mother got very, very upset and they had to adjourn. George, hang on. No. George, no humping. Hey. George. No. Sorry, it's George's birthday on Saturday. He's going to be one. I need to get him a card and a present. So his mum said, how can we ever get any understanding? These things we want to question. We want these people to be sat in front of us because our son went on holiday with them and didn't come back? So these questions we need to ask. I totally agree. Hold on, boys. Right, I need Al to come and take the dogs. Hang on. Right. Well, come in then if you want. Sorry. So his mum is upset. You might as well just come in now. That these people did not turn up. Now, the inquest, listen to this, folks, is set to resume in a couple of months after the coroner. Hold on a minute. James Adderley, wasn't that the Nicola Bulley coroner? Can you check whether that was the same coroner who seems to just let everything go? After the coroner, Dr. James Adderley said more attempts to contact the missing witnesses must be made after the family's request. Can you shut this window, please? It's not heard me. Deaf aid. Here are 5 things that we learnt from the inquest. So we did get some information on the inquest before. Can you shut the window, please? Before this actually went down, before it's been stopped. So a couple of months is a long time, isn't it, to wait? Let's get into the chat. Let me see what people are saying here. It was, wasn't it? I knew it. Hi, little Miss Sunshine. Alan Edge. Hi, Amethyst. Thank you to our lovely members. Yes, says Nikki. Hi, Nikki, darling. Guys, you can. Hi, Stella. Hi, Jess. You can. Hi, Saskia. You can join either membership or none. It's totally up to you. But if you want the animal stuff, you have to join the other one. So there's a lot of content on the other one for members. All the outdoor streams in the garden, they're on members only. If you want to join that one instead, it's up to you. You don't want to be on this one. Penny's pet name for Al. Deaf aid. So James Adderley again, and I seem to recall us doing a little bit of digging into him at the time of the Nicola Bulley case. So it's been adjourned. Now what they're saying here is that Nicola Bulley, that James Adderley set up an inquest and never told anybody whatsoever, right? And apart from the family, and then got upset when no one turned up. I don't believe that. I just don't. Someone's lying. Either he did tell people and they've just gone AWOL, or he didn't tell people, in which case, why would you set up... You know, these things cost money. You can't just set up an inquest and not tell the witnesses. This stinks. Hi, New Hub. Oh, lovely jubbler. Yes, I'm doing my hellos when I can, in between what I'm doing. So it is understood, we know about this, right, that he's attended the festival. And he left with 2 men. Now, if you remember, the friend said that he was not meant to be, he was meant to be with them. And he never went back to the hotel. He ended up across the other side of the island in Airbnb. Now, we all said at the time, in our opinion, everyone agreed that there was drugs involved, that he was... Then there was rumours that he stole a Rolex off a drug dealer. Do you remember that? We've got some more details on that. We're going to get some more details from yesterday. The court heard how he travelled by car to an Airbnb in the village of Masker, around 22 miles away from where he was staying. Why would you travel 22 miles to an Airbnb across the other side of the island late at night and leave your friends? It doesn't make any sense. He was last heard from the following morning. These are lies. I'm sorry. When he called Lucy Law and told her he was lost and he had 1% battery. You could not make a phone call on 1% battery. No way can you make a phone call on 1% battery. It doesn't make any sense. So Dr. Adderley, the dodgy one in my opinion, said both Law and Hargreaves, who were do you remember that lad that did all the interviews, he kept licking his lips and looking really dodgy? Hargreaves, he's gone missing, cannot be located. He said they have denied who they are. What? This is what the coroner said about these two he went on holiday with. They have denied who they are. How can you deny who you are? I don't understand. Lucy Law, her name's Lucy Law. We all know she's Lucy Law. She did interviews and whatnot. But then they go to her house to get her. Lucy Law, we need you to come into court. I'm not Lucy Law. What? So he said they have denied who they are. And we have the police looking for them, but we can't find them. This is really, really dodgy. And all of the people that called us conspiracy theorists for questioning this very bizarre case, I think we can now say that we are vindicated. What do you reckon? Anonymous fella, anonymous, and anon I can't say it, but anyway, hello, welcome. This is weird, isn't it? Yeah, Brad, that's it. Brad Hargreaves, yeah, he's missing as well. Who's in Crete? Oh, I don't know. How you doing, Amethyst? Oh, he's in Crete. So, Law was one of those cited as being missing before her family said she was unaware. They're going to say that, aren't they? That the inquest was being held. Other witnesses the court tried to trace included Bradley, what is that? I can't say that. Jeffergan or something, who is understood to be on holiday, and Brandon Hodson, who is also believed to be out of the UK. The two men, what are the chances that they're all on holiday somewhere? Yeah, it seems that way. Hi Elaine, how you doing, love? Hi Jan. Jan, you weren't with us last year. Did you follow this Jay Slater case? We did it all on the other channel, but I've moved it over here. So these other people are all miraculously out of the UK, not one of them. Now, listen to this. The two men, do you remember that Awib Quasim, and he was doing all those YouTube videos? Do you remember that? Oh, well done, Jan. That's fantastic. Yeah, you would operate on fake IDs, wouldn't you? I don't know who he is, anonymous fella, but I will do if I do a bit of digging on him. Penny, hey Penny, can't listen now, but we'll catch up later. Okay, Brum Vixen. Are you all right, darling? It's really dodgy. So, you know that I can't say it again, Awib Quasim, he's gone missing. Look at this, folks. And Steve Rockus, he was the other guy, the dealer, alleged dealer. They have not been traced despite summonses being issued. So they've had court summonses and they've gone AWOL. I'm sorry, but all the people that said that this was a straightforward, a lad on holiday and he fell down a cliff, and that we were wrong for questioning this, we've been vindicated now, because this proves this is dodgy as. And Jay's mother is going nuts, but I still say that was really dodgy, the way that GoFundMe was set up. And let's not forget, it wasn't his mother that set it up, it was Lucy. Lucy set up a GoFundMe for someone that had been missing for 1 day. That made no sense. She wanted 30 grand. I think that was to pay off someone, that was to pay off whoever was after them. That's what I think. Right, I'll continue. What are people saying in chat? Thanks for being here, by the way, folks. I really appreciate you. I know it's not my usual content, but we are going to be doing little bits of this sort of stuff over here, like a bit of digging on things. So Slater died from a head injury. So now we know what he passed away from. This was when they were all looking, remember? So Home Office pathologist Dr. Richard Shepherd. Where have I heard of him as well? Home Office. Yeah, because the Home Office will be involved because he died abroad. So he said Slater died from a head injury consistent with a fall. He also identified extensive fractures to his head and pelvis, in addition to lacerations and cuts to the head. He said the pattern of injuries were entirely consistent with a heavy fall, a fall from a height landing on his head. So they're going to say it was an accident. It could have... I don't believe for one moment that... Hi, Jules. I don't believe for one moment that this guy... Oh, written books. I don't believe that this guy just... Where's Bob Sunshine? Oh, there he is. Hi, Bob. Sorry, I'm not seeing the chat. What's he said? Let me just see if I can get the comment up. Oh, it's gone off the screen. Let me just read it. Hang on. On my phone. Where's the comment gone now? Right, Abe runs a cannabis shop. Yeah, I think, didn't he do that at the time as well, though? I'm sure he did, because it's legal, isn't it, over there? I feel like he already did, you know. But he still had a house here. He's still a British citizen. Lucy popped in yesterday, Jan. I did a short live stream yesterday and she came in the chat. So they're saying that he fell on landing on his head. They're going to say he just fell off. I know they are, which I don't believe that for 1 minute. Slater's body was found in the steep and inaccessible Juan Lopez ravine. It is believed he was trying to make his way home but had gone the wrong way. Dr. Shepherd, a consultant forensic pathologist, said his injuries would have had an immediate and devastating effect on Jay's consciousness. The injuries were so severe, I have no doubt he would have been instantly unconscious from the moment that blow to the head. Death could have well been instant. The injury was so severe. They are, look at this, guys. I told you, they're going to say he just fell off the cliff. Despite Slater's body being discovered in a decomposed state after 4 weeks in a hot environment, there was nothing to suggest he had been assaulted before his death. How do they know that? How can they say that he hadn't been beaten up when his body was decomposed? That doesn't make any sense. And let's not forget that where the body was found, the dogs had been all over there and the helicopters and nothing was there. I believe that he was bumped off somewhere else and dumped down there. Just appeared, do you remember? And let's not forget, do you remember that boat as well that appeared in the island? Do you remember that? That mysterious boat that was like doing like a loop, like they were going to do a drug collection. So Dr. Shepherd told the inquest he considered very carefully if an assault had taken place. He said the pattern of injuries when someone is assaulted or restrained are very different from the type of injuries and pattern I found with Jay. So down here is where he was staying at the NRG festival, and he was all the way up here. No way would you end up here after a night out. He said, although it was not possible to completely rule out that Slater was pushed, as this would not leave a mark, there was nothing to suggest an assault, gripping, holding, nothing of that sort. So basically, anyone could have pushed him off the cliff or put his body there. And because there's no proof that that happened, then it's automatically said that it didn't happen. The inquest heard that a preliminary, I can't say that, post-mortem examination report conducted by Spanish officials, well, they're going to cover it up, aren't they, recorded the death as violent. So they're saying it was violent, with the immediate cause of death being traumatic shock and a severe traumatic brain injury. Now, we've got the drug results here. How's everyone getting on in the chat? There's Plisco here as well. Plisco. Hi everyone, welcome in. So the court heard that several recreational drugs were found in Jay's system, including traces of the presence of MDMA and MDA. Oh, what's MDA? I don't know what that is. I know what MDMA is. Commonly known as ecstasy, along with cocaine and alcohol. This guy was absolutely off his face. Wow. Coke, MDMA and ecstasy. Toxicology expert Dr. Stephanie Martin told the inquest there were difficulties checking for the presence of drugs as his body was so severely decomposed. Because of the time between the drug consumption and the body being found, the toxicologist could not say exactly how much of each substance was taken before his death. The inquest also heard from one witness, Joshua Forshaw, via video link, who last saw Slater at the Papagayo nightclub, and he said he seemed to be in a happy mood, joyful to be there. So they've got one witness and he wasn't involved with it. He was just like seeing it. He didn't actually the people that were around Jay have disappeared, apparently all on holiday. The BBC reported that according to the coroner, Forshaw had described Slater as appearing off his head, that's quoting, on drugs. In an earlier statement, he now believes Slater had drunk a lot of alcohol but wasn't sure about what drugs he'd taken. So he's gone from he looks off his head to he's just a bit drunk. Okay, yeah, right. Someone's got to him to say, you shouldn't have mentioned drugs. Because he initially said he looked like he was off his head on drugs and then he changed it to just drunk. Well, that's a lie because they know there's drugs in there. What people are saying in chat, hello, free speech. Oh my God, we had the best time yesterday. I can't wait till tomorrow. We're spending another day together. That'll be so good. Yeah, this is a Jay Slater case, darling. The inquest, though it's been adjourned. So do you remember all this talk about the Rolex watch? It says here that he was planning to sell a stolen Rolex for 10 grand. Do you remember all that? Yeah, I thought he did not drink. Yeah, didn't his mum say that he was a really good lad who didn't drink or do drugs? Oh, how big is George now, free speech? He's such a little podge, isn't he? He's fast asleep now. They've just been playing me up. He's fast asleep now. They're having a little nap before more chaos. So it goes on. So during the hearing, other key details from the hours leading up to Slater's disappearance emerged, including references to the theft of a watch. Hello, little Miss Sunshine. So it says here that Forshaw stated that the Jace told him some kids had just took an AP off somebody and that he was on his way to sell it for 10 quid. The inquest was told that 10 quid refers to 10 grand in local slang. Later that evening, Slater sent a picture of himself with 2 knives in his trousers, along with the caption, "In case it kicks off." Now, I didn't see that picture. Yeah, get some surfing done. We're not going to be at the coast tomorrow, are we? We're going to be somewhere else. We can't say where we're going to be. It's a secret location. We don't tell you until the time and the place, do we? But we're not going to be at the coast tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow. She might say hello to you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what mood she's in. She might be a bit sad. So the inquest also heard how other messages. Do you remember that weird one where he was in that, like, behind that curtain? Do you remember that? Yeah, we're going to Bognor Regis. The inquest also had 2 messages from friends on social media referred to being with 2 kids that had stolen a watch. Basically, it's not looking like the mum was correct, that he was a good boy, is it? Come on. So he's hanging around with kids that nicked a watch, or he nicked a watch, and he had the Rolex on him. Now, Lancashire Live reported that between 5:03 and 5:52 in the morning, Slater went missing. A message was sent from his phone. Do you remember when all this came out at the time? And again, we were told it's all a conspiracy. Yeah, it's all a conspiracy. It was an accident and the watch was made up. No, it's official. It did happen. There was a watch, because it says Slater sent a text saying, just took a 12k rolly off some, I think that's a swear word. My opinion would be that begins with C and ends in T, off some, off to get 10 quid for it now. The hearing's been adjourned. So apparently I've read that he had it shoved down his trousers. See if there's anything else in here. So this is literally the moment by moment as it happened yesterday. So Jay's mother become tearful because they couldn't locate witnesses, and then she says, how can we ever get understanding? Just having a quick look, see if we've missed anything. So yeah, a couple of months. The major finding was extensive fractures to the left side of his head, while there were also fractures around his pelvis and hips, which were entirely consistent with a heavy fall. Just reading this now. Something's not right here. Yeah, so basically they had to use his liver to check for the drugs, because it's usually used by blood, but there was no, it's saying because of the weather. It's just awful, isn't it? So they couldn't measure any of it, so they don't know how much of these drugs were in his system. It was likely any drugs consumed were done so 1 or 2 days prior. So just reading this now, the hearing analysis had been done of the communications on Snapchat and the location of Jane's iPhone in the period disappeared. She said during the evening out with friends, there were messages from them to him advising him to go home as he was off his head. So he was really gone on drugs then. A further message from a friend said, you need to get home, lad, you're off your barnet. He replied, you think I'm going home, you must be disabled. And then he sent a short clip of himself in a moving vehicle. And then at 7:08, he sent a 7-second video of his surroundings outside an Airbnb in Masca. Then the phone location data suggested he'd left the property. This is when something went on here. Before it gets boiling, get back to wherever you come from, his friend Lucy said. So they're saying that he had analysis of his phone battery showed he had just over 3% at 8:22. I don't believe that one bit. Sorry. There's no way you can make a call at 1%. There is nothing to suggest that Jay was frightened, under any threat, scared of anybody or forced. This is a guy that is off his head on drugs and has stolen a 12k watch from some dodgy drug dealers, and then he was taken to an Airbnb, and apparently he wasn't scared. Oh, thank you, Saskia. We've seen them yesterday as well. But yeah, I think she's going to try and pinch my George. And Gizmo, George has welcomed her into our pack, hasn't he? Oh, he just besotted, isn't he, with you? They both were. No matter what sort of person Jay was. I do, but I still think it was really strange though, Nikki. what kind of fake Rolex get you? I don't think it was fake. I really don't. So both hang on, let's have a look here. So statements were read from Spanish locals Raymond Hernandez, and weren't they the ones that owned it though, who were working near the holiday let? Both statements said that around 7:45 in the morning on the day disappeared, an English-speaking guy carrying a half-litre bottle of Coke approached them and asked what time the bus arrived. The man, later identified as Jay, was told a bus came around 10 a.m. and he was advised there was no local taxi service. They did not see him leave. Then there's a dog rescue charity who said they offered to help Jay's family find Jay. She said on the 15th, the search team went to the top of the ravine close to Jay's less known telephone location, and dogs were able to pick up his scent. She said the first part of the path was pretty easy to walk, but it became more difficult. And that's where they were found. It was really, really dangerous. I'm sorry, but I don't believe for 1 minute that this guy just fell off this cliff. I don't believe it. It's like, what are the chances that he's got a stolen Rolex and he goes back to this this B&B? So that's what we know so far, that he was drugged up, that they'd done all these searches and nothing was found, and yet they searched the same area again and there he was. What was that? Oh gosh, do you remember that that Julian Sands guy, was it, who was found? Was it Tenerife as well, or Spain? Do you remember that? And they found him next to a wall where they'd already, around the back of the pub, they'd been searching with his legs up the wall. What's that about? Okay, Jan, my love. What's that about, you know? So obviously we'll keep an eye on this. If anything else comes up, I'll cover it. Oh, hang on a minute. Apparently there's some new unseen videos. Just bear with me. See if I can get them. I don't know if I've got the video though. Yeah, I have. Bear with me, guys. Think I might have it. Let's have a look. So apparently this is the video that he sent his friend, saying, I've got a 12 grand Rolex shoved down my trousers. Right, let's just make this big. Right, let's see. Here we go. Just took a 12k rollie off this. Yeah, there you go. Start that again, folks. This is the car journey. Okay, this is the car journey. He sent this video with him sat in the back of this car with these two people, this Azzy Quasim and somebody else. They were driving him. The thing is, if he sent these mates a thing say, I've just robbed a 12k Rolex, how do we know it wasn't robbed from, not as him, the other guy? And that's why they're taking him to the Airbnb. You know? And for it now, haha, off my undies. Yes, cuz ended up getting thrown out of there with two Mali kids and just took AP off some CUNT on the way to sell it for 10 quid. He sent this as well, by the looks of it. Look, he was showing them where he was. What was that then? That looked like a dress or something. Look. Wow. So yeah, Jay Slater 15 hours ago. So this was on, I've never used Snapchat, so I don't really understand it. But that, I think that was Snapchat. What people saying in chat? It's that blanket that caused all the talk. Yeah. This is just bizarre. So I'll just put the link into this if people want to go and check it out. Thank you for being here, guys. Please hit the like if you enjoy the content. So I will be covering a couple of other stories as well while I'm here. But this was the main one I wanted to cover. So he sent this video, unseen footage and photos show him apparently bragging about an expensive Rolex watch while he was off his head on drugs. Off on his undies. Oh God, this is just like, I can't imagine, like my little boy's 10, right? I cannot imagine, hi Gina, for one moment, my little baby in 9 years time being in Tenerife with like drugs and stolen stuff, and it just breaks my heart what his family are going through. But then they were acting so bizarre, if you remember at the time. It really was a very bizarre. They were acting quite weird, weren't they? But if you're just joining us, they've gone AWOL, folks. It got halted. They're gone AWOL. Oh, so I don't know who he's stolen this Rolex from. Joe was apparently in a drug dealer's car not long before he went missing. I'm sorry, but you don't just there's too much here. There is too much to say that it was just an accident. Drug dealers, stolen watches. Oh, thank you so much, Space Cat. No, he won't. He won't. You can, if free speech is still here, free speech, if you're still here, darling, what is Jack like when you meet him? Can you hear George snoring? Oh, hear him. So cute. Yeah, he's such a good boy. Free speech will confirm if she comes back in. Why is the person not come? Yeah, exactly. Oh, there he is. There she is. Sorry. Hi, Lily Bell. How you doing, darling? Yeah, isn't he though? He is such a good boy. He really is. He helps his little brothers. Hear about the young mum who went to Turkey, died, and had a No. Have you got any details? Oh yeah, he does really love you though, free speech. He really does. I'll tell you what, I did find something. Hang on a minute. Yeah, let me just get this up. I'm hoping it'll translate it from Spanish. Because there was this other guy. Do you remember when we were talking before, very briefly, about this other lad that went missing? And there's a dark side, and she was talking about it. Well, her family, hang on, listen to this, how weird this is, right? Let me just get this up. This is really weird. This lad went missing to the day 20 years before, to the actual date. Hi, Lance. Yeah, he is really, such a good boy. Right, so this guy, Kevin Ainsley, right, this is a Spanish newspaper, but it's been translated for us. Family breaks their silence. My brother disappeared in Tenerife just like Jay Slater. The island has a dark side. He disappeared on the 17th of June. Ah, Jan, thank you so much, darling. Thank you, sweetheart. Jules, I'll have a look at that in a minute. Just bear with me. It says here, it disappeared 20 years to the day. So 2004, June the 17th. And then you had 2024, June the 17th. Does that make you start to think that there's some sort of ritual every 20 years? Huh. Is it just me that feels that way? I don't know. His sister says there are similarities between the two cases that are heartbreaking and that the island is a very dangerous place. I agree. So this is like a Tenerife newspaper. Look at this, guys. Look at these. These are local headlines. Look, the robbery at a children's playground in Tenerife was filmed. Guys, be careful where you're going, all right? Look at this. Help is being sought to identify the thieves. A 4-year-old boy rescued from a hotel pool in Tenerife dies. I don't really want to go on holiday to Tenerife anytime soon, guys. So a British woman whose brother disappeared, so they've never even found the body. They've never found this guy's body. Disappeared on the exact day 20 years before. He disappeared a year before Jay was even born. Without a trace. This article's from last year when Jay had just gone missing, but it's still very, very relevant today. Kevin's family, like Jay, remains without answers because obviously this was before he was found. He was originally from Lancashire. What the hell, guys? Fleetwood. You know where Fleetwood is, don't you? Oh, the Nicola Bulley case was all around there. What? Is this just all a coincidence? This is really weird. Kevin, originally from Lancashire, moved to Tenerife in February 2004 from his hometown of Fleetwood, just 40 miles from Oddwell Thistle. I can't say that. Where the Slater family are from. This is a lot of coincidences. What do we think here? That's the same area. And do you remember that other guy that went missing from Fleetwood and they never found him? That Derek, forgot what his last name was now. I am actually compiling, right? I'm compiling lists of all the people that go missing and are found dead by rivers. And that the coroner says nothing to see here. There is a lot of them. A hell of a lot of them. And I've literally been putting them all together. And when I finally do find them all, I will do it in a live stream. Because there seems to be a hell of a lot of people going missing in rivers. And especially around that area. Or washed up at the sea. And the canal pusher. Yeah. So, this lad who's never been found. I'm emigrating to Yorkshire. Lancashire, becoming too nasty. Oh, you need to come to Yorkshire. Can't wait till free speech moves. So dozens of people were yeah, okay, so this was, you know, we know that the guy was found, but so on the heartbreaking anniversary, she's coming to live with me, says Jan. I just can't believe that. Do you know what? This article is a year old. Hello, Jimmy. Oh, hedgehogs. North East Yorkshire's nice as well, where we are. East Riding. So, right. Just this article's a year old, all right? Let's just see whether they've still not found this guy, this lad, all right? because it'll be 21 years, won't it, on the 17th of June this year. Oh. No, there's nothing new. Oh. How sad is that? So he's not been found. And he went missing in exactly the same way. So he moved there. It says that we've been told, it says here, the same place, listen to this, he worked at the bar where Jay Slater attended the music festival. Exactly 12 years. Yeah, but I'm not in Hull. Hull is separate. Hull's a city in Humberside. I'm in East Riding. Well, I'm not in Hull. It's different county. Different. Hull's Humberside. Yeah, it's two different what's it? East Riding, yeah, Devon. It's a rural county between Hull and North Yorkshire. Anyway, so listen to this for weird. So he's from Lancashire. He was playing at a nightclub, the same place where Jay Slater went to the club 20 years to the day. And then we were told that Kevin had been missing for a week. This was the beginning of our nightmare. Our mother went to the police station in Fleetwood to report him missing. Kevin was last seen walking to a bar in Playa de las Americas after having lunch with a friend 20 years ago. 2005, two Lancashire officers, what's that? Two Lancashire officers travelled to Tenerife to assist local police in the search. No clues. Nothing. We've lived through a nightmare, and now Jay Slater disappeared. Wow. Wow. This is crazy. Does that mean in another 20 years someone else is going to go missing? Guys, do me a favour. No one go to Tenerife in June. In 19 years' time. What are people saying in the chat? This is so sad. Your mum's from Hull. Yeah, East Riding isn't Hull. I know you are, bud. But anyway, Hull's not that bad. Oh, okay. Terry Knowles band again. Hull's rough as shit. When you're from Birmingham, Hull's not rough as shit. I used to go up there as a child at Christmas. Ah. Yeah, Lancashire police involved. So, I think that's all we've got at the moment. God, my throat's so sore. I think that's all we've got at the moment. On the Jay Slater case. Now, how long have I been on? I want to do a couple more stories. I think I'm going to leave my Chagas Island rant. I'm going to call it a rant because if I would have gone live earlier on my politics channel, I think I would have been banned. I've had this, I don't know what it is, Jan. I've had a sore throat now for about 5 days and I've not been ill for ages. 52 minutes it says here. Not been ill for ages. Oh, thank you. Yeah, 52. So I spoke to my friend the other day. She said get some silk cut colloidal silver and spray it on your tongue when you get a sore throat. This is what she does. So I've got some and I'm going to try it. I said if I turn blue, it's your fault. Right. Okay. So at the moment, we don't know any more about that case. If I find anything out, obviously I'll bring it to you. So we're going to have a little bit of look around, see what else is going on. The Chagos Island, I will be covering that on my other channel. Has anyone got my spare channel? I know it makes you turn blue, silver does. You can get gold as well, colonial gold. I said, oh, I'll try that one. Not colonial, colloidal. I can't say it. Try that one. I might turn tanned. So, I'm going to do something. It's yeah, I've got, but you know, the car was covered in that dust again yesterday. So there's something in the air, spraying stuff. So I'm going to cover a bit of different news. The Chagos Island. If anyone in the chat has got my politics news channel, I'd be very grateful if you could drop it in. Yeah, that stuff. Yeah, the gold one is apparently anti-aging. I am going to make a video. Did you really? And if you had a sore throat and felt ill, thank you guys. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to that channel what Space Cat's just dropped, because I am trying to grow that channel. Now I'm going to be putting my thoughts over there. I'll probably make the video after I've taken George for a walk. After this I'll probably go and do a video if I get chance. I've got a lot to say on that Chagos Island deal. I was screwing today, and so if you want to hear my rant, which is my Penny for Your Thoughts channel, it'll be over there. So I'm not going to cover it here, but the Chagos deal has gone through, and we are going to pay £101 million a year to lease our own island from Mauritius, who are best friends with China and Russia, to use their island, our island, for our base. So then the Russians and China will have access to our military equipment. And we're also paying Mauritius £45 million to look after the Chagos people who really don't want to be there. So, I mean, don't want to be run by Mauritius. They want to be run by us. You couldn't make it up. Every day I think that Starmer couldn't get any worse than the day before. But then he goes and shocks me. It's madness. Yeah, the Chagos has gone through. Our island, we're going to pay Mauritius for the next 99 years. Thank you, Saskia, lovely. I hate politics. Well, maybe you don't want to watch over there then. Yeah, lots of room in Canada. I love politics, but I've always been a big politics follower. But ever since this Labour, I'm struggling to find the will to live, to be honest with you folks. Right, okay, let's see what else is going on. Any other weird news going around? I can't believe it's going to be the longest day in a month. Hi, Nanny. How you doing, my love? Still got that weird sore throat, you know. Free speech. Yeah, it's like a yellow dust. Did you have it on your car as well, Free Speech? I noticed it yesterday. So anyway, so we're going to look at some more news from around the world and see what else is going on. And then we'll do some weirder stuff, because obviously we are on the right channel. We know that Tottenham won the Euros, which isn't important, but there we go. What else do we have going on? Now, the P. Diddy trial, I need to do a separate stream because there's so much to unravel. As you know, it's been a bit chaotic. So I'm going to put aside Sunday evening. Can you hear George? And we're going to spend a couple of hours going through it. It looks like pollen, does it? Hello, the other nanny. What's going on? Free speech. Yeah, Tottenham have won. I don't follow football anymore. I used to be a big Villa fan. So we're just going to see what else is going on. Now, we do know that there was a shooting in... there was the Israelis, and you know, yesterday there was also a Ukrainian guy shot. And he was part of the other Ukrainian government before Zelensky came in and Islam did a coup. So he was a pro-Russian Ukrainian. He's been bumped off. They're spraying stuff. What else have we got here? I'm just seeing what else is going on before we move on. Oh my God. We've got them in Hull now. Look at this, guys. Don't want to spend too long on this because it's the wrong channel, but I'm just having a quick gander. Look at this. Look at this. Putting up asylum seekers in Hull's Royal Star Hotel still divides the city. They're in Hull. They're in Hull now. Take the train to Hull, walk out the station, take seconds to arrive at the Royal. I did not know that they were in Hull. Well, good luck with that. Now you've got Reform looking after Hull. It's, the past 5 years, it's been home to hundreds of asylum seekers in Hull. 5 years. From being a place of sanctuary, it become the front line. Oh, there was riots in Hull, I remember now. Right. Interesting. I didn't know about that. But if it's been going on for 5 years, hopefully now it'll be coming to an end. Anyway, we're going to look at some more curious type news now. Interesting stuff. I don't know about you guys if you've heard about this pulse thing. Can you hear George snoring? It's so cute. Right, just bear with me. And, yeah, there's another thing I want to talk about as well. I want to talk about that weird pulse that's coming through from space. But before I do that, I want to talk about this story here. I'm going to get it up now. Now, do you guys remember that Mike Lynch, that billionaire who died on the yacht? Do you guys remember him? This is really dodgy, this, guys. Look. Do you remember that Mike Lynch? And he was this billionaire last year. And he, and his yacht sunk. There's been a lot of mysterious... Oh, the fires. I'll talk about that in a minute, new hobby. We was right. What did I say? What did I say that night with the fires? Was you there, new hobby, when I said I reckon it's a rent boy? But I was very careful. Yeah? I thought it was like some sort of scorned lover or something. Well, he obviously is, isn't he? Yeah? It's mad. Okay, going back to this now because I get distracted. Yeah, 3 so far. So Mike Lynch's super yacht was sunk, right? And he died, apparently. Now, is he in witness protection or did he die? We don't know. Now, this is really, really, really weird. So they sent some divers down to have a look. Yeah? Do you guys remember this, though, before I continue? Didn't I say Terry Knowles? A lover or something like a twink. It's weird, isn't it? Before I continue, can you guys let me know if you remember what I'm talking about? The super yacht that sunk. Yeah, and his family as well, Saskia. Right. It was owned by Mike Lynch's wife. Now, they've sent some divers down to try and to find out what caused it and get the wreckage. And a diver, he was like a billionaire. A diver has died, mysteriously died. You can't remember. Hang on, let me just get... He was like one of these, I can't remember who he was now. He was, hang on. He was like a billionaire, wasn't he? Hang on. It's Mike Lynch, not Mick Lynch. Right. This is so weird, guys. Right. He was a businessman and he was a British technology entrepreneur. He was a billionaire. He drowned off the coast of Sicily on August the 19th, 2024 last year. This super yacht was carrying 22 passengers he died along with 6 other passengers. I think his wife died or his daughters died on the multi-million-pound yacht. An interim report has now concluded the yacht was knocked over by extreme wind. Right? Extreme wind. Now, so this, we covered it last year at the time, right? But listen to this. So this tycoon, the wind knocked a 22 billion, is he not? Hello, Enoch Powell. The wind knocked a multi-millionaire yacht, sorry, a 22 million yacht off course. And they sent the dive team down to try and collect pieces of it, yeah? To see what caused the death. And one of the divers has died. But they don't know how. He's obviously found something that he shouldn't have found down there. A diver has died during preliminary operations to recover the British tech tycoon Mike Lynch's super yacht. Yeah, far right wind, that's funny. That's comment of the night, that. Police said the accident on Friday occurred while the 39-year-old diver was working underwater in Portichello. So basically, the diver goes down there and has a look. This is only a couple of weeks ago. This thing happened last year, yeah, when this guy died, his yacht sunk. But they've now waited all this time and they've sent down a diving team who are obviously professionals. This is what they do. And one of the divers has obviously found something or seen something that he shouldn't have seen, and they bumped him off. 39-year-old. The attempt to lift the yacht off the seabed is expected late this month. Now, that's happened since. We're going to look at that in a moment. This is dodgy, this is. Hi, Ray Clay. How you doing? Yeah, the Curious Bunny is now the sleuth over here. We've expanded our operations on the Curious Bunny to include true crime. So a diver has died, okay? The 56-metre long Bayesian was moored off a small port in August last year when it was lightly hit by a downburst, a very strong wind, killing 7 people, including Lynch and his daughter. Yes, it was his daughter, not his wife, right? So the accident happened while the diver was underwater, adding the precise cause of death was still unknown. So this guy goes under the water, tries to get some stuff from the yacht to find out what caused it to sink, and the diver's dead. Does this, just out of interest, who here thinks that this is a bit suspicious? Italian news agencies reported the diver was a 39-year-old Dutch national who worked for the Dutch specialist salvage company Hebo Maritime Service. So he's a specialist and he's died diving to see what they can find of this super yacht. It does reek, doesn't it? Extremely suspicious, guys. And they died during preliminary operations. They hadn't even recovered it yet. He was just going down there. Yes, Jan, he was acquitted of all the fraud charges. They tried to get him for fraud, and when that failed, they bumped him off. He knew something. And now this diver has gone down, and he's been bumped off. The attempt to lift the yacht off the seabed is expected later this month. Look at this, guys. There were 12 passengers on this yacht that was owned by his wife, Mike Lynch's wife, who just so happened to survive. So his wife survived. Yeah, they've been down again, yeah. Divers do die. My mate is a diver, he happens, but surrounding the wider story, it's a bit odd. I think it's very odd. So they want to know how an unsinkable yacht, unsinkable vessel, multi-million pound yacht can sink with some wind. So they want to get it back so they can have a look. There were 12 passengers, including Morgan Stanley's international chairman, Jonathan Bloomer, and US lawyer Chris Morvillo, who were later confirmed dead. So who are these two? Is the question. I think we need to do a bit of digging into these guys. I'll be very intrigued to see who these people are. Because who's this lawyer, Chris Morvillo? Let me just do a quick search just to see. Hang on. I wonder who he was a lawyer for. Oh. Wow. Do you want to know who this guy was? Does anybody want to know who Chris Morvillo was? I don't think you're going to actually believe it when I tell you. I honestly don't think you're going to believe me. He was investigating 9/11. You could not make this shit up. He worked as a prosecutor investigating the 9/11, September 11th terror attacks. He's gone. No, 9/11. You could not make this shit up, folks. I know I say that a lot, but wow. Not much shocks me these days. Not much at all. But there we go. It's just happened. Penny is speechless. That does not happen often. So this dude here, okay, he was above the... So they're talking about Mike Lynch. Well, this guy was on it, and a Morgan Stanley chairman as well. But this is Chris Morvillo. Now, what did that poor diver who died, what did he find when he was looking down here? What did he find? He's been bumped off as well. Now, this is when they'd just gone missing. Look, who is Christopher Morvillo, top lawyer, missing after the Bayesian yacht sinks? This was last year before they found the bodies. Missing lawyer Christopher Morvillo's career includes investigating the 9/11 terror attacks through to defending tech tycoon Mike Lynch in legal battle over fraud charges. There he is with his wife. I'm guessing that's his wife. The lawyer praised his impatient, incredible wife shortly after a court victory in June. So he won, and then they bumped him off. So this Mike Lynch, he won the case, and he was there with his lawyer who helped him win the case, who had also prosecuted for not on 9/11, and they did them both. His career has taken in several landmark cases, including assisting in the cruel criminal investigation that followed the 9/11 terrorist attacks on the New World Trade Center and the Pentagon. He worked for top law firm Clifford Chance, where he's been partner since 2011. According to his website, he served as Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York from 1999 to 2005, where he investigated, tried and handled appeals in a wide variety of criminal cases, including the area of healthcare fraud, insurance fraud, money laundering, obstruction of justice, counter-terrorism and narcotics. So he was the one that got Mike Lynch off the fraud charges. And he was part of the 9/11 prosecuting team. And we now know you're coming to tap mummy. Tap, tap. Come and tell daddy then. George is tapping me, he's away. All right, daddy. Hang on a minute. Yeah, can you hear George? He's tapping. Hang on a minute. Let me just call daddy. Hold on. Sorry, it's one sec, folks. Right, I've called out and messaged Al. Oh, he's here. George needs a wee. He's tapping. You know he won't go out. I'm going to take him out in a minute for his walk. Unless that's what he's waiting for. He might be tapping me for that. Yeah, I've got to go in a minute. But yeah, so here we go. So was they after Mike Lynch or was they after this guy? Yeah. This guy knew so much. Did you see? You know when I was telling you last week? If you've been listening to this?
Yes, kind of.
About when I told you about the diver was going down to get the boat and he's died and they don't know how he died. Mm. Well, the one of the other people that died on that was a lawyer who got that Mike Lynch off for fraud, and he worked on the 9/11 prosecution team. So this poor diver, this Dutch guy who's been employed to go and help get the wreckage, he's died and they don't know why. They've not even a pretend reason for a 39-year-old professional diver who just did a preliminary. He wasn't removing anything. He was just doing a preliminary search, and he's dead now. Well, apparently since, right, they've lifted this out, right, and gone.
What, the whole boat?
Yeah, I've just seen a video. Oh, my head's banging, you know. Has that silver stuff come? Can you see if there's a silver spray for me? Tar. I know you're not supposed to use a lot, are you, because of turning blue. Right, let me just get back to this yacht. Hang on. I think I've got a video here. Hang on. Yeah, George needs his walk. Yeah, there's so much news I want to talk to you about, you know. There's just so much, but I'm going to have to go. I missed a lot of streams. So this guy died a couple of weeks ago, this diver, and they had no reason. But since then, they've recovered. It's good for wounds as well. I got the lowest dose. Anybody else here use that colloidal silver? Good night, darling. I'm going off in a minute. I need to go and walk. I think this is definitely worth a follow-up. Jan says hello. You probably can't hear me. You couldn't make it up, could you, darling? Good night, Jan, sweetheart. Now, guys, I'm not going to be live tomorrow because I'm out all day with free speech. Saturday, I'm out in the afternoon. I don't know what time I'm going to get back. Sunday, yeah, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Do you? Does it work? Don't say any names. I don't think I told you any. But do you remember I said to you last week I was going to meet my new friends that I've met, and I was going to go meet her for lunch, and you were going to come with me. Well, she's the one that's told me about this, so I'm going to meet her next week. I just don't want to turn blue. Yeah, you can do, darling. But if you don't send me too much though, because it'll bombard me. But we're going to meet up next week now, and yeah. Saying new, I've known her for ages, but I've just never actually met her, as in face to face. Right, so this was on Tuesday. This was 2 days ago. So that guy died a few weeks ago, right? This poor lad, well, bloke. Work is underway to recover, right? So this was 2 days ago. So they've now got a piece of it out. The boom of the biasum was among the first piece. But who was it who said, why have they waited so long? Because that is a really good question. It has been a very long time, hasn't it? What are people saying in chat? Again, guys, if you're a member on this channel and you want to watch the garden replays, you need to swap it over. You won't turn blue. I've used for years. You can do. Oh yeah, Jan, can you send that me on PM, or have you already done it? Right, you have, right. George is tapping me. All right, George, I've got so many more stories I want to talk to you about, but I'm not going to get time tomorrow. I might turn on Saturday. I might come on. Thank you. I might come on Saturday night, but I'll definitely be live on Sunday night because there's so many stories that I haven't got to cover tonight. But him and his daughter, he looks really familiar. He does. A wind blew over this super yacht. Come on. It was moored as well, I think. I'm coming. Right, George is tapping me, guys. So I'm going to come in now, my George. Right, I'm going to take George for his walkies. Right, thank you for joining me. That's just been a really brief update on some of the latest stories. And we've spent a good hour talking about the Jay Slater case. We're going to leave it for now, unless anything else comes up. Until when we find out about the inquest, when it resumes, obviously we'll be covering it. My throat is bad. It's really, really sore now. Right, I'm going to walk George, get ready for bed, have a shower, have a shower, get ready for bed, and then try and get to sleep so we can see. The earlier the better, because I can get to spend more time with lovely free speech tomorrow. Yeah, I will do. I'll let you know. We'll call you Violet. Well, I said to me mate, I said, well, I might try the gold one then, because maybe that will turn me like a golden tanned colour and I won't have to wear any foundation. Send anything you find intriguing to. Someone still keeps sending me stuff to my old Nicola Bully email. I don't check it once in a blue moon. Anything, send me that. And don't forget, folks, if you're a member on here, thank you. But if you're missing out on the garden streams, swap it over. You don't have to do both. You can just cancel one and start one, whatever's easier. But there is a lot of members only content over there. So if we get time tomorrow as well, I'll do a quick one. Oh, now we're going. Yeah, we got to go. I've got to go and walk George, darling. He's going nuts. He's tapping me. He wants his walkies. So I'm going to go for a nice evening stroll. It's dark now, but it's fine. A nice walk with the dog. Get some fresh air. The comments thing, look, it's coming back now. Watch. Someone type and it'll come up. It's in beta mode. We're a tester, guys. We're a tester. Edit layout. It's not working. Yeah, look, see, look, it's there, look. What does that do? Oh shit, what have I just done? Oh, that's it, sorry. There you go. Right then, yeah, I can't wait to see you, darling. So, and it won't be long before you up here permanently and you will be sick of me. She, I only seen her last week and she's already on the phone. She'll be sick of me by next year. She'll be like begging me not to ring her. And no night, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow if I'm out about streaming. But I will be around at some point. I might be live Saturday and Sunday, but I'll see you all soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you all soon. Night night. Bye. Oh, just quickly, what I might start doing as well is on a Saturday, I'm a rabbit of Carabanog, might start doing some music streams, a bit of trance and all that. So a lot of you won't like it, but I might start doing a little bit of classic Ministry of Sound stuff to have a chill to. And also next week, I've got a really intriguing live stream coming because I have found a lot of Phil Schneider videos and they are so interesting. And this guy worked for the government in underground bases, and he was mysteriously bumped off. He hung himself with a piano wire, but whilst he was halfway through doing it, he actually had a heart attack. It was not suspicious at all, even though he just said 2 months before, they're trying to kill me, and I didn't kill myself. Hello, Gluten, handsome Gluten. Oh, I've got a sore throat, really sore throat. Right, going now. Night, guys. I'll see you all soon. Bye.